Also, check out the Panthers. For the first time all season, their skill position players that they envisioned will be on the field at the same time. And I'm not just saying like for the first time this regular season in week 2. That'd be ridiculous. We're going back to like one of the first days of training camp. They are finally all back, right? I'm talking Bryce Young, Miles Sanders, Hubbard, Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Mingo, Hayden Hurst. I'm using this term to describe them all coming together. They're the dream team, right? This is what they dreamt of. I'm not saying they're the dream team like they're 92 Barcelona, Jordan Barkley in the squad. I'm saying they're the dream team in that this is what Scott Fitterer and Frank Reich envisioned this offense looking like when they dreamt it up this offseason. The offense has been lacking something every time we've seen it beginning in the preseason. But it has been, as an excuse, it has literally been lacking at least one something at all points in time beginning this preseason.
Yeah.
So it's like you're watching it going, I don't know, it's missing something. And up until now, they've literally been able to look at it and say, oh, yeah, it's missing XYZ, right? Gosh, it's missing something. Oh, yeah, Miles Sanders is hurt. Oh, okay. It's missing something. Yeah, Chark's out. Oh, okay. It's missing something. Yeah, Adam Thielen's not 100%. Oh, that's fine. Right? Like when you can actually answer it, it feels like a little bit comforting, right? I don't know. It's like, think of it like a meal, right? You taste it, you're like, it's your favorite meal, right? I don't know, your significant other, your mom's, your dad, somebody cooks it for you, and you're like, it's missing something.
Yeah.
Right? You're a little disappointed. You're like, why does it taste different? And then they say, oh, I ran out of butter. And you're like, oh, okay. Now it's all right. At least I know that you still know how to, right? Like I'm not just, I suddenly don't dislike my favorite meal. You ran out of butter. It happens. So it's now, it's like, all right, you have all the ingredients. The butter is back, right? If DJ Chark is the butter, there's no excuse. Now, if it doesn't taste good, it's just a bad recipe. If it doesn't taste good, it's just you've organized a bad meal. Miles Sanders was hurt. DJ Chark was hurt. Adam Thielen was banged up. Bryce Young, brand new early in the preseason. It's hard to judge roster building with full certainty until you see the roster in its full entirety, right? I can't look at the banged up version of something and say, I don't know. But a full healthy version, if I look at it and go, I don't know. Now it's bad. Now we got a problem here, right? The offense, to me, the number one thing this offense has been lacking is explosive plays. It's the big play, right? They're solid at picking up a first down to get a drive started, right? They're solid at protecting the football outside of two bad decisions from Bryce Young and a fumble by Miles Sanders, which you'd think would be cleaned up. Like there's no giant red flags, which is almost more frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like you just need to pick up 30 yards one time on a drive, and you're going to score a touchdown. But, we talked about it earlier when it comes to NC State. If you have to go 12 plays to score every time you score, that's wildly difficult. But if you pick up two 20-yard chunks, a 22-yard run and a 30-yard completion, now your job is just so much easier, and they haven't been getting that done. So with DJ Chark coming back today, can DJ Chark solve that, right? Is he the ingredient? Is he the butter that makes everything taste better? Because let's be real, butter makes everything taste better.
Well, of course. Salted, of course.
That's. I don't know if I'm a great cook. Actually, I know I'm not, but I do know that no one ever complained about a little extra butter until they look at the calories. If you're just talking taste, a little bit extra.
That's why I just don't look.
Yeah, a little
Simple as that.
A little extra. A little extra slice.
Do you think, in order to maybe get those explosive plays, maybe just to keep the Saints defense honest early, you dialing up on second down on the first drive, play action, DJ Chark go?
If he's up to it. I mean, you have to be very confident in his hamstring to do that.
Well, yeah.
But if
it's Mingo, one of somebody like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I matter of fact, now that you say it, I love first 3 down, play action, chuck it up.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like chuck it the heck up there.
Yeah.
Right? One-on-one, if he's even, he's leaving. Obviously, if the safety runs over the top or whatever, you got to be smart about it. But Yeah, I love a shot early. Can you imagine what it would do for the confidence of the Carolina Panthers if they can complete or even get something like a defensive pass interference 30 yards down the field on the first play? Like, I feel like it's one of those self-fulfilling prophecies, which is when you have a number one wide receiver, you think of, all right, we have to take advantage of that guy's ability, so you throw it deep, and then you get more of the long defensive pass interferences. You get more of the defensive back fell down. You get more of the, oh, that would have worked with anybody as your wide receiver, but you only pulled the trigger on that play because you had the number one, right? Like, if you have Devontae Adams, you're like, all right, 3 times today, we have to get him a chance at a deep ball. Maybe 2 of them you would have caught if you had Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah.
But you only threw them because you were like, we have to get to it because it's Devontae Adams. Or, I mean, name your number one wide receiver. I'm just using Adams as an example. I like the idea of them saying 3 times in the first half, I want to see if we can test them deep. And you might complete them. You tell Bryce Young, right, our guy's catching them or no one's catching them. He throws a nice deep ball. And maybe you get lucky a few times, and those are the plays that can completely change everything. Because guess what happens? If it is DJ Chark, if it is Jonathan Mingo, whoever is deep, if those plays are successful, you're now building trust. And now you're more likely to go, we should scheme them up open deep in another game. Bryce Young is more likely to throw a 50-50 ball in a big play situation to those guys because they made a play. Or even this, right? If it's an interceptable pass, maybe they play defense.
Yeah.
Going back to that, what was it? Was it Monday night or Sunday night of opening week when Josh Allen threw all the interceptions?
I was Monday night.
Monday night.
Yeah.
Go back and watch some of the defense played by Stephon Diggs in that game. One of the interceptions even was an unbelievable catch by Whitehead because Stephon Diggs was raking his hands down as the ball got there.
He tried to break up the pass.
And that's part of building trust, right? That's part of building confidence from your quarterback that you can chuck it deep to them because they're going to work for you and they're going to do everything they can to not have those 50-50 balls be intercepted. And even on those ones that were intercepted, again, Whitehead made the interception. You're still more confident in throwing it to Diggs because he did everything he could. So can DJ Chark pull this entire offense together? That's a legitimate question I have.
Well, even just the threat of it being there.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, you can't – if you know that someone might burn you on the outside, you can't creep up to the line of scrimmage.
I talked about this with Mike Glenn on the show earlier the last week. The 2 interceptions, Bryce Young, he was baited into those by now the Jesse Bates, the Wake Forest guy. I almost forgot his name. I've been disrespectful. Bates was baiting him into it by kind of acting like he had deep post and then slamming on the brakes and flying up to make the interception. If he was actually afraid of the deep post, he wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yep.
But he wasn't afraid of the deep post. He was going, I'm just going to act like it, break. And maybe DJ Chark makes him a little bit more afraid of the deep post. Then those balls are completed. How about that? Bryce Young, instead of taking 2 interceptions, he has 2 big completions down the middle. It's all connected. And that's what I've been trying to say for a long time. We are live here downtown Raleigh, Carolina Ale House on Glenwood. We'll be live for the entirety of this show, another hour. And then we're going to stick around for a watch party, have some food, interact with some of you, maybe even pick up some of your bill. So join us. Grab some Cheetos wings while you're at it.